name's Jacob Conard. I'm from San Antonio, Texas originally, live in Austin, Texas. And then my day job is metal fabrication supervisor, and I build stuff for theme parks and museums. It is a 103-inch twin cam with a 6-speed out of a bagger, and it's set in a twin top tube frame that I designed and built based off old like 80s BMX twin top tube bikes. I got a long history with riding BMX, like 20 plus years now, and just kind of always liked them, you know, and always thought it'd make a good chopper, I guess, you know, just be something different that you don't see very much. It's just kind of more performance chopper style, I guess, with like the, you know, dual disc, like good brakes, lots of power, shit like that. The twin top tube is definitely my favorite. I mean, I thought about it for a year, you know, and thought about how to make it work, how to make the tanks work with it, just, yeah, all that stuff. And so that's definitely my favorite off the bat. And then the tanks on top of that, you know, just splitting the sporty tanks, making them fit right and not look, you know, super goofy. I just love stainless exhaust first off. Like I love just like, it's just it, you know, it's not chromed, it's not Cerakoted, like it can just be left raw and it does what it does. It turns gold real nice. But I got to use all the Shogun cuts that I was graciously given by the Pope himself. They're just super nice to work with. They're completely like different look, you know, like it's unique. They were a shitload of welding and stressful, but it was fun, you know, and like it created a totally different look than just using mandrel bends, you know, like giving a little more. The bike overall isn't like some crazy fancy showy thing, you know, with like lots of textures on it or anything. So the exhaust kind of gave it a spot to where it could have something like that. Some of the biggest struggles were honestly just getting the motor to fit in the frame properly, because I knew I wanted to have a straight backbone just for like the side profile of it all. And with the twin top tube, if I had to have like this compound bend in them, it would have been just, it also would have looked really ugly, you know, from any angle, because it would have created this weird illusion, you know, with the two tubes, like kind of, it would have been dumb. And so figuring out the height and everything I need to go, but then keep the ground clearance, like not make it look stupid and raked out and like, I don't know, just like some just weird big wheeled billet chopper, you know, like I didn't want it to look like that at all. I learned how to build a frame. It's the first frame I ever built. I mean, and it wasn't built off of an existing fixture or anything. You know, like I didn't put a frame in a fixture and jig it all up to that to get the motor to mount where it needed to be or anything like that. I just kind of got like one of those like cycle source frame jigs. I floated the motor over it about where I wanted it compared to the rear axle, and then just like filled in the gaps. And it was the only way I knew how to do it, you know, like I felt like I didn't have time to like go out and research like how to build a frame, you know, like ask a bunch of questions. Like there was just nothing, and there was nothing on putting one of these motors and like that, you know, like it really hadn't been done. Not to this extent, I guess, from what I've seen. The bike ride's great, actually. I didn't know what to expect with the bigger motor and like just a rigid frame. So I didn't know if it was just gonna vibrate me to death or what it was gonna do. But it's actually like really smooth and really stable. All the geometry, the wheel, the distance from like the axle to the rear of the motor and the height and the rake and stuff was kind of taken from FXR. So it had good geometry to start with. And I don't know if that helped or if it's just dumb luck that it handles well or, you know, rides well, but it's surprisingly really smooth and stable. Like just as far as like, you know, just haul ass, let go of the bars and like it'll stay straight. You know, there's no crazy wobble, no shake. And, but it's fast as shit. It's scary fast. My wife, first of all, for not killing me during the last 6 months, really never gave me shit for it or anything like that. So she's the real champ. The second would be my boss and the owner of where I work, Eddie, that allows me to work on the bike here in my free time and stuff like that. That gives me the freedom to do that because I don't have a home shop set up. All this kind of, I got into motorcycles and building stuff for him so fast, like it didn't even get to happen. So I just do everything here in my free time, you know. Lindahl Brakes in San Marcos, like Paul, Jennifer, Chico, and Nico that run and do everything at Lindahl. Then of course, oddly enough, Jesse James, like for the Shogun cuts. Steve from Speed Kings in California helped me a lot with the wiring, the carb converting of the twin cam motor. I definitely thank Bernie Motorcycle Company. They're a small little shop in town here. It's just like getting fluids, just going up there, getting like gaskets, just weird little things. Like they're just super down to help and like supportive with that. Like I can ask them questions. They let me borrow tools. Like I went up there when they were just like drinking beer on a Saturday to like borrow tools to do my cams on a Sunday, you know? And like not a lot of shops would ever do that.